Representative Kevin McCarthy is being made fun of online for spreading this piece of alternative history.
In every single war that America has fought, we have never asked for land afterwards except for enough to bury the Americans who gave the ultimate sacrifice for that freedom we went in for.
The ousted Republican speaker and California congressman took to the stage at a recent event to say that, and apparently he was so impressed with his knowledge of history that he decided to post it up on Twitter/X with the caption, "Think for one moment." Well, we did, and it turns out you're wrong. Very, very wrong. Wow. First off, I wonder if he's ever heard of a little thing called manifest destiny. You know, the whole idea that white Americans were ordained by God to settle the entire continent of North America, which at the time was actually already inhabited. It's not like it was an empty space, okay? There were many conflicts with indigenous peoples where the United States defeated them and took their land. You could say that they colonized them, perhaps. Now, I got some examples in Florida. Florida had belonged to Spain at one point, prior to 1819's Adams-Onis Treaty, which led to Florida becoming part of the United States. Starting in 1810, when it was still technically belonging to Spain, the United States occupied and annexed parts of West Florida. And in 1818, Andrew Jackson even led a full invasion into the Floridas, leading to the First Seminole War, of which there were several. Again, there's Seminole Wars, okay, which ended with the government removing most of the tribe to the reservations. That was after, of course, Spain had ceded Florida to the United States. There's more. There was the Mexican-American War, which ended in 1848 after Mexico acceded to grant a vast portion of the Southwest to the United States, which made up 55% of Mexico's territory. Yes, Mexico used to be much, much bigger. That little patch of land there has since become the states of Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, most of Arizona, Colorado, chunks of Oklahoma, Kansas, Wyoming, and, oh, by the way, the entirety of California. Now, let me ask you, what state does Kevin McCarthy theoretically represent? Oh, right, it's California. Stupid.
You idiot.
But wait, that's not even the biggest tract of land that Americans won from a war. You see, back in the 1700s, there were some colonies that were owned by the British until a little something called the Revolutionary War happened, after which Britain ceded that tract of land, which included much of what was east of the Mississippi River and most of what became the upper Midwest, to the Americans to create the United States of America. Kevin McCarthy.
Stupid.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
You idiot.
I mean, what, does Kevin McCarthy believe that the United States just existed always in its final form? I don't know, maybe. Again, this is alternative history to go along with alternative facts. It's amazing. So now he's called out, and it's funny. First, Tim O'Brien, editor of Bloomberg Opinion, posted, "New cry of freedom. Forget the Alamo." George Conway writes, "Think of all the wisdom from this man we'd be proud of. His home state of California had never spontaneously risen from the sea and attached itself to the United States." Yes. Oh, so that's what happened. Okay. David Hogg says, "If you don't even know how your home state became a state, you should have zero say in how teachers teach history, let alone be a member of Congress." Look, I think right there, that's my favorite point, because what are Republicans doing right now all over the country? Yes, they're going after trans people, obviously, but they're also gutting education. They're removing, books from the library, but they're also changing the textbooks because apparently they're too, I don't know, woke or something.
Woke.
This is why, by the way, we need education and so-called woke history textbooks. Because if you don't have them, you become as dumb as Kevin McCarthy. Do you really want that?